quick ad. With Time Twist, you get exciting, bizarre, and significant historical events delivered to your phone every single day. Enjoying this episode? There's so much more in the app. You'll find the link in the show notes. Let's get started.
You're looking to, cut through the noise, grab the essential knowledge, the stuff that really sticks.
Yeah, we get it.
And that's exactly what we're doing today, but with a fascinating twist. Forget a person or a specific event. We're doing a deep dive into the significance of just one single date, June 7th.
It's pretty compelling, actually. Any day you might just glance past on the calendar can be this incredible intersection point.
Right.
Where all these seemingly unrelated threads of history just converge.
Oh.
It really makes you think about time differently.
Yeah, not just linear.
No, more like a web,
Yeah.
where everything's connected in ways you wouldn't expect.
Precisely. I mean, just imagine, on one June 7th, across different years, you've got world-altering treaties, you've got massive natural events, and then these, quiet moments of defiance that end up changing everything. So our mission today is to try and uncover some of those unexpected connections, maybe some deeper insights hidden within this one day.
Okay, so where do we start? As we peel back the layers of June 7th, where does our exploration take us first?
Let's start big. Monumental shifts, maybe. Defining lines. Sometimes drawn by people, sometimes, by the planet itself.
Okay.
We're going way back. 1494. The Treaty of Tordesillas.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Spain and Portugal, basically carving up the world between them.
Right.
Or, the parts they hadn't really explored yet. What's really striking is just the sheer scope of it.
Yeah.
Two European powers just deciding how to divide up huge territories and the people living there.
With no consultation at all.
None. No regard for who was already there, the existing civilizations.
Okay, wait. Let's unpack this. They literally just took a map and, drew a line.
In essence, yeah. The treaty set up this meridian line out in the Atlantic.
Okay.
Everything west of it, generally Spain's sphere of influence.
Yeah.
Everything east, Portugal's. Now, think about the long-term effects.
Huge.
Oh, massive. This one act. It shaped the colonization of entire continents, the path of empires. I mean, the global power distribution we still kind of see echoes of today. It wasn't just land. It was trade routes, resources, and, let's be frank, the subjugation of whole populations.
Any impact on indigenous peoples?
Duh.
Just unimaginable to have your world arbitrarily reassigned.
Absolutely. Their perspectives, their sovereignty, completely ignored. This treaty really laid the groundwork for centuries of European dominance, exploitation,
Right.
resources, people. It just highlights how these human-drawn lines, however arbitrary they seem, can have these incredibly long-lasting, often brutal consequences.
The sheer audacity is hard to grasp. Okay, now let's fast forward several centuries. 1991,
Okay.
a completely different kind of line being drawn, this time by nature. Mount Pinatubo erupts.
Ah, yeah. That was a truly colossal event, one of the most powerful volcanic eruptions of the 20th century.
The scale must have been immense.
Breathtaking. And it wasn't just local. It spewed incredible amounts of ash and, crucially, sulfur dioxide way up into the stratosphere.
Okay.
And the sulfur dioxide formed these tiny particles, basically acted like a global sunscreen. Yeah, reflected sunlight back into space, caused a measurable cooling effect worldwide for a couple of years.
I remember seeing news reports, the ash clouds, but the global cooling part, I hadn't fully grasped that.
Well, the immediate devastation was huge, of course. Pyroclastic flows.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Ashfall, burying everything. But the global reach, the way it literally changed the planet's temperature, it's such a stark contrast to humans trying to draw lines with treaties, right?
Yeah, it really is.
One is geopolitical ambition. The other is just raw earth power, reminding us, who's really in charge sometimes.
So same day, different centuries. Humanity drawing lines, nature redrawing the map itself. Okay, moving from those huge global shifts. Let's look at moments of defiance. Individual, collective. How about Mahatma Gandhi, South Africa, 1893, on a train?
Oh, that's such a powerful example. How a seemingly small act of resistance can just ignite massive change.
So what happened exactly?
Gandhi, who's a young lawyer then, traveling first class, had a valid ticket, but he was ordered to move to a third-class compartment, solely because of his race.
And he refused. What made that refusal so pivotal?
Well, it wasn't just him saying no to an unfair rule. It was like a crystallizing moment for him. Understanding the systemic racism there, the humiliation, being forcibly thrown off the train even though he had the right to be there. That became the catalyst.
For his nonviolence.
Exactly. It fueled his commitment to nonviolent resistance. It wasn't just personal anymore. It exposed the deep discrimination and solidified his determination to fight it peacefully. This one incident, it really laid the groundwork for the philosophy of the strategy.
It shaped the Indian independence movement.
And inspired countless other civil rights struggles around the world.
Yeah, it's incredible. One personal injustice sparking something so huge shows how individual courage can challenge these deeply entrenched systems.
Definitely.
Okay, from individual defiance to collective suffering and its impact. Cholera epidemic, Quebec, 1832.
Oh, that was a truly devastating time.
Yeah.
Cholera. Highly contagious, often fatal. It arrived with Irish immigrants.
Fleeing the famine.
It's exactly. Desperate people, often traveling in crowded, unsanitary ships. And sadly, similar conditions in parts of Quebec allowed the disease to just spread like wildfire.
The death toll was huge, right? Over 6,000 lives.
Staggering.
Yeah.
Especially for the population back then. And remember, this is before we really understood germ theory properly.
Right. No vaccines, no antibiotics.
Exactly. So immense fear, social chaos.
Yeah.
But interestingly, this horror also became a crucial turning point
How so?
for public health awareness in Canada. The sheer scale forced authorities, communities, to confront the need for better sanitation, quarantine, eventually a more organized public health system.
So a brutal lesson.
A very brutal lesson, but one that ultimately spurred vital progress in how society protects itself.
Okay. Let's shift gears again. West Germany, 1973. Decriminalization of homosexuality.
Right. This was a really significant step. Legally, socially.
A big deal.
Huge. It didn't instantly erase prejudice, obviously, but it marked a crucial turn, recognizing the rights, the dignity of LGBTQ plus individuals.
So what did it actually change legally?
Essentially, it said that private, consensual sexual acts between adults of the same sex were no longer criminal offenses.
You mentioned it wasn't like a full celebration, though. What were the caveats?
Well, while decriminalization was fundamental, other legal and social inequalities remained. Full marriage equality, protection against discrimination in jobs, housing. That was all still years away.
Right.
But removing the criminal label, that was a massive symbolic and legal win. It broke down a major barrier of stigma, paved the way for future progress in LGBTQ plus rights and acceptance. A shift from criminalization to, well, personal freedom and private matters.
Okay, from legal shifts to the world of sports. June 7th has seen some interesting moments there, too. Inaugural Cricket World Cup, England, 1975.
Yes, the very first global championship for cricket, a sport with a long history, especially in Commonwealth nations.
So this brought everyone together.
For the first time on that kind of scale, yeah. Teams from around the world competing.
Yeah.
It really marked the start of cricket becoming this truly global sport with a major international showcase event.
It's fascinating how sports grow like that. Then there was Euro fever in Austria and Switzerland, 2008. Maybe not a huge historical turning point, but what's the vibe around events like that?
Well, these major tournaments like the Euros, they can really capture the collective imagination, national pride.
Yeah.
Even if the host teams don't win, that shared experience, the excitement, even the disappointment, it can be a powerful unifying thing. It reflects national identity, how sports get tangled up with culture.
Right. And then more recently, 2019, FIFA Women's World Cup kicked off in France.
Yes, and France won their opening match decisively, 4-0.
And that felt significant.
Oh, definitely. A really important moment highlighting the growing prominence, the impact of women's football globally. A dominant start in a major tournament like that. It showcased the skill, the athleticism, but also signaled the sport's increasing popularity and, frankly, seriousness worldwide. Sent a clear message. Women's football had arrived.
Okay, contrasting sports with actual conflict. Battle of Midway, 1942, also June 7th, right around then. Why is that battle considered so important?
Midway was absolutely pivotal. Pacific Theater, World War II. It's widely seen as the turning point in the Pacific War.
How so?
The U.S. Navy managed to inflict the devastating defeat on the Japanese Navy. They sank 4 of Japan's aircraft carriers.
Yeah.
A loss Japan really couldn't recover from easily. It essentially shifted the whole strategic initiative in the Pacific over to the Allies.
I remember reading that code breaking was key for the U.S. victory.
That's absolutely right. Huge factor. The U.S. Navy had cracked Japanese naval codes.
So they knew what was coming.
They had critical intelligence about the Japanese fleet's plans, targets, timing. It let the American forces anticipate the attack, set an ambush, basically,
Yeah.
led to those devastating losses for Japan.
Incredible. without that intelligence.
The outcome could have been totally different. The whole course of the war in the Pacific might have changed.
Okay, moving into voices, creations, things that left a legacy. How about Legoland? Denmark, 1968.
Ugh, Legoland. It's more than just a theme park, isn't it?
You think?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a physical manifestation of creativity, the enduring appeal of that simple little brick.
True.
It showed Denmark's innovative side, beyond just fairy tales, like a hub for design, imaginative play.
Yeah.
And it's become this global thing now, taps into that universal desire to build, create, kids and adults.
It is amazing how simple plastic bricks sparked so much joy for so long. Okay, shifting to U.S. politics. 2016, Hillary Clinton secures the presidential nomination of a major party.
Yeah, regardless of anyone's politics, that was undeniably historic.
A milestone.
Absolutely. First time a woman reached that highest level in U.S. presidential politics. Broke a huge barrier, that glass ceiling everyone talks about. It represented a really tangible step for gender equality in leadership. Sent a powerful message about possibilities for women in politics.
A moment that resonated deeply for many. Okay, let's jump way back. Early Hollywood, Mary Pickford's film debut, 1909. Who was she? Why is her debut noteworthy?
Mary Pickford. She was one of the very first massive movie stars. America's sweetheart, they called her.
Right.
But her influence went way beyond just being on screen. She was incredibly shrewd, a real pioneer.
In what way?
Business-wise, she co-founded United Artists.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That gave actors like herself unprecedented creative control. It played a huge role in shaping the studio system as we know it. Her debut wasn't just the start of her stardom. It marked the beginning of artists gaining more power in the industry.
A foundational figure, then. Helped build Hollywood's structure.
Okay, June 7th also saw some notable births. Prince?
Prince, yeah. Enigmatic, iconic.
Definitely. What's his broader significance?
Well, he was more than a musician, right? A cultural force, an iconoclast, always challenging conventions. His music, his style, his exploration of identity, it had this profound impact on pop culture, still inspires artists. His birth marks the arrival of someone truly original who just broke rules, redefined music and expression.
A singular talent for sure. We also have Liam Neeson. Born today, what a career he's had. Liam Neeson, yeah. Such a commanding presence, that distinctive voice.
Very versatile, too.
Incredibly. Moves between intense action stuff and these really nuanced historical dramas or character pieces.
Yeah.
He brings this depth, this gravitas. Just a really respected actor.
And Tom Jones, the voice.
Jones, what a powerhouse. And such an enduring career.
Still going strong.
Absolutely. That powerful voice, the charisma, captivating audiences for decades. It's not unusual, I mean, iconic. His continued success really speaks volumes about his talent.
We also have Mike Pence, former vice president, and Anna Kournikova, the tennis star, sharing this birthday.
Right. An interesting pair. Mike Pence, obviously a significant, sometimes polarizing figure in recent U.S. politics. And Anna Kournikova, well, she didn't win major singles titles, but she became this global pop culture phenomenon, transcended tennis.
Like a huge celebrity.
So their shared birthday just highlights the sheer diversity of people making their mark, you know, politics, pop culture, different fields entirely.
Okay, finally, let's touch on some moments of conflict loss around June 7th. The U.S. airstrike that killed Abu Musab al-Zarqawi, 2006. Significance.
Al-Zarqawi was the leader of al-Qaeda in Iraq. Notorious figure, incredibly brutal.
So his death was seen as a win.
By many, yes. A significant victory in the fight against terrorism at that time. Symbolically, it was a blow against a major figure driving violence and instability there. But it's crucial to remember.
The conflict continued.
Exactly. The underlying issues, the broader conflict, sadly persisted long after.
And the UN creating the Blue Line between Israel and Lebanon in 2000, what was that about?
The Blue Line. That was established by the UN mainly to confirm that Israeli forces had withdrawn from Lebanon, according to UN resolutions.
So like a temporary border.
Yeah, a demarcation line. Intended to help bring some fragile order to a really volatile region. But it's important, it wasn't a peace treaty, it's not a formal border, and it remains a very sensitive, often contested area.
Right. And finally, remembering Muhammad Ali, he passed away in the week of June 7th, 2016. His impact went far beyond boxing, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
An icon in every sense. His impact on sports is undeniable, obviously. But his influence went so much deeper. Civil rights, social justice, pop culture, his courage, his charisma, his beliefs, his words. They resonated globally.
Your greatest.
Truly, it captured the essence of his extraordinary life and legacy perfectly.
So, as we've kind of explored here, June 7th, It's so much more than just a random date on the calendar, isn't it?
Not at all. It's this vibrant intersection. Pivotal global events, individual acts of courage, remarkable people leaving their mark.
Yeah.
From the grand sweep of treaties and eruptions to like intimate moments of defiance to creativity, this single day gives you this fascinating snapshot.
Of how diverse and interconnected history is.
Exactly. It reminds you that even the days that seem ordinary are woven into this fabric of extraordinary events.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? That every single day holds the potential for events that will shape the future. Moments that might seem small now but could be seen as pivotal later on. Makes you wonder about the unseen history being made right now, today. We really are, as you might say, standing on the shoulders of 1,000 yesterdays. And every day just adds its own unique layer to that incredible foundation.